Good morning, girls. Happy Wednesday. How are you doing so far this summer? And how are you doing with the challenge? We've been going along. We're on day 17. You guys are doing great with this. We just need to keep going. Remember, the challenge consists of Mondays is our teaching. Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday is our morning moments, which is your verse that you're going to go through that day. And then we do a summary on Friday. So if you're new to the summer challenge, welcome. We're so excited that you're participating with us, and you're going to see God move in your life in mighty ways. Ladies are already seeing shifts and changes, and God is revealing things to them, and it's really an amazing journey. So welcome aboard. Today, you're going to take your verse for today. You're going to write it down, circle your keywords, and then look them up in Strong's Concordance or the blueletterbible.org, either one. And just look at the original meaning of the verse. Today we are taking a verse out of New Testament, so that'll be in Greek. You want to kind of understand what that word really meant in its context. Because we know, like the word love, it's got several meanings. It depends on where it was used, and the original root word that was used will determine what the actual verse means. So take a little time to do that, and then ask God, what does He have for you in the verse today? Now, it may be a verse that you know well and you can memorize and you can say it every day, but each day that God shows you something new in a verse, write it down. What is God telling you today? This week we're talking about perfectionism, all about how we have this tendency to want to have things perfect before we do anything. We want to have everything lined up before we step in faith. But the funny part is that stepping in faith does not require perfectionism. Stepping in faith means that we're going to pick it up and step, even if everything isn't perfect. If God has called you to move, ladies, you got to move. God is on the move right now. And are you getting shelved because you're trying to be perfect in every way? Ladies, we're flawless, or flawsome. Flawsome. We've all got something wrong. Nothing we do is going to be perfect. But in God's eyes, what we do is perfect. So what you got to consider is, what's more important, the viewpoint of man or the viewpoint of God? We need to be pleasing God, not man. So let's take a look at our verse today. 2 Corinthians chapter 12, verse 9. I almost gave you the verse first. 2 Corinthians 12:9. Again, you're in New Testament, so you're going to be looking up the Greek words. Our verse today says, "And He has said to me, my grace is sufficient for you. The power is perfected in weakness. Most gladly, therefore, I will rather boast about my weakness, so that the power of Christ may dwell in me." That's a powerful verse, girls. Because when we think about that, and in the first part it says, the power is perfected in weakness. God is the one that's perfecting everything in us, not us. God is the one making these changes. So once again, 2 Corinthians 12:9, "And He has said to me, my grace is sufficient for you, for power is perfected in weakness. Most gladly, therefore, I will rather boast about my weakness, so that the power of Christ may dwell within me." There you go, ladies. There's your verse for perfectionism this week. Write it down, get your keywords, and then write down what God's telling you. Because what we see here, ladies, honestly, His power is perfected in us when we surrender. Weakness is a surrender. We're surrendering to Christ. It doesn't mean that we're nothing. It means that we're saying, yes, God, I submit. I will be obedient. I will move because you've told me to move. All right, girls, so once again, 2 Corinthians 12:9. That's your verse. Write it down. Pick your keywords. Find out what those words mean in their original, well, in this case, Greek. And then ask God to show you. What is God showing you today? I just know for me, the biggest thing that's standing out that His power is perfected in my weakness. How amazing is that? God tells us that we have the same power in us that rose Jesus from the grave, but we don't harness it. His power is perfected in us when we're weak. Write down your verse. Let's see what God shows you today. All right, girls. Love you. Catch you tomorrow. Bye.